No, I want to talk about something that makes me angry.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Get this out, Moon.
No.
I want to talk about something that makes me angry.
I'm interested. What is that?
Tardiness makes me angry.
Oh, well, don't look at me and start talking about being late.
No, you're pretty on time.
What do you mean pretty on time? No, dude, who are you trying to make angry, you or me?
You're pretty on time. No, that's a compliment.
I'm hardly late, ever. When have I been late? You name it.
I can't think of something specific.
Well, then don't look at me.
I said you're pretty on time.
And use that word.
That's good. You're
always
an
on time.
You're
an
an
early.
on-time person.
Lauren and I were both 15 minutes early on Saturday at our fun Prestige Pools and Spas.
I'm a too early person. Like, I get to places way too early. Like, way too early. I'm so...
You used to have a you can't be too early. So now you're saying is it too early?
Yeah, there is a too early.
Because you're...
You don't want to show up too early to a party, you know. That's...
I'm here.
The people that show up too early to a party are the ones who want to leave early.
Yeah,
we'll get there early so we can leave early.
Or lost the invitation and thought, okay, I think this is...
if you're there when they get ready to start the party, you're helping set up. I have been so early to certain parties that I've helped set up, and that was not the plan.
There is somebody we used to work with to my 40th birthday, showed up like an hour and a half early.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't know the time.
Oh.
And we weren't ready. And now there's this dude hanging out in the house.
Well, that's when you say...
That I didn't know very well. Like, I knew him good enough to invite to my 40th.
Wait a second. Did I do that one time when I came up with your house so early that the party hasn't started? Like,
you may have done that, but I wouldn't bat an eye with you doing it because I know you well.
Yeah, I think maybe for that Pacquiao thing, I think I was.
Maybe that's fine because
really
like, hey, I know you help. Yeah. This dude is like, okay, I don't really like. You're a work acquaintance. I know you enough, and I like you enough.
Yeah, we did that. We threw a pool party. My wife was throwing a pool party for a lot of people that she works with, and some gal showed up like an hour early, and it was like
It's awkward. Like, my wife's not dressed yet.
Yeah, she's up doing her thing. You can hang out here. I'm working. I'm getting ready for like a rehearsal or something like that. So it was like here you go. Like, here's a chair on the patio.
Like, what are you gonna? Yeah, and he's sitting there by himself. Like, you want a drink?
Worked out though.
If you ever invite me over to your house for a party, I'm not showing up early at all. Like,
you could show up early. So you could show up early because I know you.
Nah, fashionably late.
No, I want to be like right in the pocket. I want to be like where it's appropriate for me to be there. You know what I mean? Because now I know, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be early, but I don't want to be late.
Yeah, but you're not trying to leave
right
early.
In the pocket. No.
You're there for the party until the party's not the party.
Right.
No, I think when we talked about you coming on the show, I think I told you, like, hey, man, don't be late. That's the one thing. Like, my one pet peeve is just don't be late.
The funny thing is, just don't be late. And then you said, well, what time do I need to be there? Like, oh, whenever you think you need to be there.
Right.
So don't be late for what you think you need to be.
And nobody wants to be late for this job. Like, me waking up at 5 o'clock when we go on at 6 is everybody's nightmare.
No,
like,
if you're not here by the time I walk down to the studio, I'm thinking you're dead.
Yeah. Well, and I hope I get a phone
call. My mind goes like,
and he's angry
she's
about
dead.
it.
I want an angry phone call.
Well, it just throws off the whole thing.
Sure.
I want an angry
But it
phone
also,
call.
it makes, I mean, those moments are fun on air for everybody else to listen to because then you're getting
It's not
berated.
fun for me because it's not fun for me.
I think how many times I've been late?
Like maybe once or twice.
Once, dude, the one time my phone did not charge. I think the power went out or something, and when it came back on, the phone just died.
Yeah.
Because it was like plugged in. I don't know if it drained. I don't know what happened. So there was no alarm. Not only was there no alarm, all of a sudden I wake up and the sun is out, and I'm like, and I jump up. I grab my phone. I don't even remember putting a shirt on, but of course I did. And somehow I got in the car. I am flying, and I turn on the radio, and the intro starts. So it's exactly 6 o'clock. I am freaking out, and my phone is still dead. I've now charged. I've plugged it into the car. But
I think by that time I had called every hospital.
Yeah. It gives you that. It gives you that. It's so dead. We're not going to turn on for 5 minutes.
Right.
Thing, you know. And I'm like, oh God. And sure enough, the intro hits, and he's like, Moon is gone.
Right.
No one knows where Moon is.
Nobody knows where he is.
And I'm hearing all this. And
I'm assuming you're kidnapped.
I can't text. I can't call in. I can't do anything. And I'm just like, I mean, my heart is in my hips.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a good feeling.
You're
That's the
dead
worst.
inside. You're panicking. You're hoping not to get pulled over. I'm flying downtown. I'm doing everything in my power to get there. I finally get my phone going, and I call in, and he puts me on air. And I blacked out. I don't remember what happened after that because it was just the worst day of your life.
Yeah,
the worst day of your life.
I'm going to say, actually, you know what people would say? That me expecting people to be on time.
You're the a-hole.
I'm an ableist a-hole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ableist, huh?
Yeah. In fact, if anybody expects anybody to be on time, you're an a-hole. Because this is the latest dumb, I'm not going to say millennial, but okay.
Excuse me.
Come on, old man. Give me what you got.
The latest stupid millennial excuse.
Is this millennial?
What? Okay.
Is this Gen Z?
Whoa.
I feel like us millennials
like
are the
85 to
scapegoat
95
of
or
everybody's generational issue, and it's got to stop.
Okay, we'll put this on Gen Z.
Thank you.
What's Z again? This is 91 or something?
I don't know.
96
Younger, so yes. I'm born in the 90s.
See, and that's the wild thing. I don't even consider you a millennial.
Thank you.
What are you,
Whatever.
85, 86?
85.
Man, no, I think that's the cutoff. I
Born
think
in the
you're the
90s.
cusp. They say that I'm the cusp. Wrong.
Listen, we all have people in our lives who are always late for everything. And let's be real, because they're douchebags and they value their time more than your time.
I know that's the standard.
It is the standard. There's no excuse for chronically being late. There really is no excuse.
I agree. There's no excuse for chronically being late. But if somebody's late, to automatically go, oh, you value your time.
I understand
if it's so like old man.
Oh,
snark.
come on. If you're always late.
It's so black
If you're
and white.
always late.
I didn't say always late.
Now, of course, there's the one. Like, I didn't think that you being late to work that time was you value your time more than my time. That my alarm didn't go off. Okay, it happens.
That's a new Rizz. Because back then it was not a, okay, it happens.
At the time, I'm blind with rage. The new excuse is, and this is, I wanted to reach through the computer screen when I heard this person talk about this.
I love this.
Oh,
already.
did this come from social media of some sort?
And it's taken off because
Okay.
people are like, oh, cool, new excuse.
I'm going to look it up.
I'm late all the time. It's not my fault. It's not that I'm a selfish a-hole. It's because I'm time blind.
What?
Yes, time blind.
I love it.
Go on.
I'm
Timeline.
sorry. I'm
Chronically late people have plenty of excuses. My tire's flat. I got caught in traffic. I got a ticket. Oh, no. Now I'm time blind and I can't help it.
Get the f*** out of here.
Hang on a minute. I'm looking up time blindness, and it says people with ADHD are exclusive
come
to
on.
this.
Hey, man, you might be on the wrong side of history here, dude.
Come on. This is not an actual medical condition.
It's
Yo.
a common symptom of people diagnosed with
Okay, but doctors use time blindness as a way of talking about the concept of losing track of time. And, okay, some people can be more prone to it. Not everybody has ADHD.
I think I would beg to differ. I feel like we're all kind of just spread. I feel like our brains are all sliced into like a million pieces.
Get the hell out of here.
Hey, man.
Out of here.
Devil's advocates, you know, some people would like really discount people that had spelling issues or that kind of stuff. And turns out dyslexia is
That's right.
real and very, very difficult.
Oh, I know
Dan's got a
dyslexia is.
point.
My dad was a severe dyslexic.
Okay, but before then, people were like, these
Oh, come
these
on.
golden generations and their dyslexia talk, ridiculous.
That's like falling behind in school and like that is a, you know.
Well, this is being
You're
late for
late.
school.
You're late.
Time blind.
I'm time
Get
blind.
out of here. We all have watches.
I agree with you. We have to take responsibility for our time blindness and not act like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's not an excuse.
apparently it is.
Oh,
This is a symptom.
This is what drove me crazy. Listen to this.
So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being...
Are there accommodations? Maybe that's the part of it. I'm like, accommodations? It says this starts at 6.
Yeah. Buddy, if this is ADHD,
If you know you are...
It starts at your 6.
We've all agreed that 6 is 6.
Listen, I don't see numbers.
what?
We've all agreed that, like, okay, this is the standard time. If you know you are quote-unquote time blind, which I think is...
Out of here, man.
Okay, that's horse crap as it is. Wouldn't you adjust? Why do I have to adjust?
Because you're not time blind like everybody else.
This is wild.
I do like
She
it when you-
continues.
for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time. And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me.
Listen to the way this woman talks. And then when we were done, And we're done.
Somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time? And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled.
Oh boy. Well, see, this is what...
Hang on.
Okay. No. No.
That's my head.
I think that there needs to be responsibility. Unfortunately, we all exist in a world where you do have to be on time for a job, for most jobs. If you don't want a job like that, there are plenty of flexible scheduled jobs like working from home or jobs that don't have you have to be there at 9. Like this, even though we have a show time at 6, I have the flexibility to arrive whenever I see fit as long as I get the work done before our show starts.
But you have to be here by a certain time.
I do.
Okay, we have a time that you are required to be here.
And it's 6 o'clock.
This woman is saying, all places shouldn't have like exact start times because, I'm time blind and I'm just going to...
If we dismantle the time of which things start, it will be pandemonium. Yeah. There needs to be boundaries and barriers that exist.
Structures. Yeah.
Structures.
There needs to be some structure.
There has to be.
This woman is out of her mind.
Society will collapse.
There are certain structures that have been tried and true over the history of civilization.
This is a woman that's going to make nothing of herself.
She's going to struggle. Yeah,
she's going to struggle.
Listen, I get the push.
Unless she could monetize making excuses.
And she probably will. She'll probably make these videos.
And maybe that's her thing.
I don't know.
Man. I get the importance. Because it is important to push on the structures, to push on the constructs and all that kind of stuff.
It's important to be on time.
That's how we make progress. But sometimes the pendulum swings a little far, and the credibility is blown for people like Rizz to even look at any of the pushing on the structure.
If this is the spokesperson for your organization.
I understand what you're saying, man. I understand.
Well, unfortunately, like let's say people with ADHD who do struggle with this, and they're going, and we don't understand because all of us in here, I don't believe, have been diagnosed ADHD, possibly. I'm not trying to assume, but, we don't understand how it can be if you do have something like that going on. You know what I'm saying? This woman sounds like... an
idiot. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
If this is the spokesperson for your organization, I don't know. Nothing's getting done.
If this is the spokesperson for your organization, everything will start 45 minutes later.
I just feel like we're trying to disseminate all of the structures of society and down to little itty bitty pieces. And I get it. All of us are individual. We all have our things, but there has to be structure. You can't. You can't do this,
Missy. You're gonna have a tough time in the workforce if this is your attitude.
How is she not already in the workforce? How old is this
I don't know how old she is. She looks very young.
Hey, you were talking about why do I have to adjust? Why do I have to be the one that changes? Dude, some people are just bad with time, and I have worked with them in the past, and there was a known thing in our groups that the tour sheets, you put a tour sheet, like a tour manager is usually responsible for putting up a tour sheet on the bus. So when you wake up, you have the thing that says, you got to be here at this time. Yeah. We're doing an interview here. We're doing this and that kind of stuff. And there's a couple people we worked with that were terrible, so bad at time that the tour managers would be instructed to make sure everything was designated.
So now everybody has to adjust.
So everybody would adjust because knowing that this person is a lazy person and is not ever on time.
I can't imagine somebody having to do that for me and me feeling okay about that. Maybe I'm too prideful.
This person was totally okay with that and then caught on to it. So then we would have to tell the tour manager that this is what we almost had a code. So now the tour schedule is 45 minutes ahead. He thinks it's a half hour ahead, and we all have to keep track.
That's somebody who thinks their time is more important than your time. I'm 100%
that particular person
behind that.
Yeah, you were right there.
Within the last week or two, we were supposed to have somebody on the show to promote something, and they were like, they never showed, and the excuse was, well, he just didn't get up on time. Okay, that's not an excuse. Like you're
in this business,
an adult.
This is a.
You're in your 40s. Like you can't.
Deal with the consequences of that then.
Yes.
I don't care if you're a singer. I don't care if you're an artist of any kind. Come on, man.
If
you're an adult.
Yeah, if that's how you want to be.
You're an a-hole.
That's fine. And maybe you do have time blindness, which just means that you have to work harder to operate in the world that you have to operate.
Yeah, you're a constant work in progress.
Yeah. And even if you do believe, and even if you're right to believe that something needs to change, you do have to understand. Every business book, anything like self-help will tell you, like, yeah, but you still have to operate in the world in which you live, in the time in which you live.
You still have to take some responsibility.
Or you're going to sit there making excuses while the world passes you by.
Right.
Because time will not stop for you. The world will not stop for you. If there are changes need to be made, great. Push on it hard. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
You have to take responsibility.
You do.
Exactly. But realize that this is the time and place in which you live. And you must operate to a certain level. So, like, if you're pushing on people, just make sure you're pushing yourself to 100% of your capacity.
Okay, I'm time blind.
Okay.
Okay? There are ways that I could help myself and manage myself.
Yeah.
I have an Apple Watch.
Right.
I could say, okay, set an alarm for when I have to leave.
Yeah.
You could go, even Waze, the directions,
yeah,
you know, the navigator, you go, need to be here at a certain time. Waze will even remind you, hey, time blind idiot, it's time to leave.
Yeah, you're not a victim of the planet if you have deficiencies. Because guess what? We all have deficiencies. And you have to learn, know thyself. Know thyself. And when you know yourself and you figure out your weaknesses, you figure out your deficiencies, you figure out what you got to work harder at to make sure you're backed up to 100% of your capacity. That's life.
You're gonna cry when somebody gets mad at you for being late all the time. Stop it.
Yo, Chris says, I have time blindness. I don't go to bed early enough, and I'm tired when I wake up. Me too, man.
Well, you got to get that under control.
That's on you.
And you got to adjust. Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Yeah, let me find that, damn it.
That should just always be up. Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Now you know. Oh, yeah. And now you know.